Oh boy, how do I navigate this minefield? Well, traffic cameras for excessive speeds and red light violations have been around since the 1960s. Finding motorists with automated systems for unsafe behavior has been an accepted part of culture for decades. But what if cameras don't fine you for unsafe behavior? Rather, start asking, why are you here? And fine you for wrongful intent. In the autumn of 2025, a small Swiss town named Birsfelden, a suburb of Basel, became the center of a national conversation about the future of our streets. The reason wasn't grand, particularly visible, or a new take on infrastructure or transportation. No, the reason came down to a couple of cameras that measured neither speed nor safety. It launched an automatic transit check, or ADK. And what made the ADK remarkable was not the technology itself, but the criterion it enforced. Birsfelden isn't just a quiet suburb, it's a geographical bottleneck positioned on the edge of Basel. It sits directly in the path of international transit routes, and as such, GPS algorithms have historically directed thousands of cars through Birsfelden streets to save a few minutes. Birsfelden sits just north of the A2, which during rush hour, or a triple rush hour, it very frequently clogs up. The detour via Birsfelden is therefore tempting, but the main cantonal roads through the town are hardly in a much better position than the A2 is, and so the cascade continued, with traffic frequently diverting further through the otherwise quiet neighborhood streets. From an operational standpoint, residential streets were absorbing traffic volumes they were never designed to handle. Quiet neighborhood streets became parking lots with running engines. Buses got stuck in the same traffic as the cars, and emergency services were not much better off than the buses. Through traffic during rush hour had been banned on those streets for years, but enforcement was sporadic and adoption, clearly, basically non existent. And so in September of 2025, the municipality took action and flipped the switch on the ADK. How would you program a camera to know a driver's heart? Well, of course you don't. You use a proxy, time in this case. So the system does not claim to actually know your intent. It operationalizes a rebuttable assumption. When you drive past any of these points, and you're not a resident whose plate has been registered and whitelisted, and should your same license plate be recorded again at any of these points here in the next 15 minutes, well, the system assumes you didn't stop. You didn't visit the local bakery, didn't say hi to a friend, nor did you visit your grandmother. Short stops, missed turns, or unfamiliarity with local access rules are not distinguished by the system. It will claim you were just traversing, which you could have done while staying on the main roads. It might have taken you an extra minute or two, but you didn't need to be here. And when you're caught, which you will be, it's an automated system, well, you can expect a letter in the post. 100 francs for a couple of minutes. A steep price to pay. And as such, as Birsfelden turned the system on, people's heads turned. Mostly local and interested groups at first, but the scale was staggering. As the system caught car after car after car, and the letters started going out, it became clear just how much of a problem it truly was. Up to 8,000 fines a day. Nearly 3 million francs in fines were issued in the first few months. And so more heads turned. Those affected, of course, but now the system also drew significant pushback and attention from all over Switzerland and beyond. The stakes are high. If the system is allowed to stand, what's to stop your local shortcut from being affected by the same rules in the near future? And so, while 62% of the fines have already been paid, the lawsuits and legal challenges to the fines started coming in. This is where the ADK becomes a point of international study. Historically, automated traffic enforcement has been about safety or direct localized violation. Are you driving too fast? Did you stop at the light? Did you enter a restricted zone? Birsfelden's system is different because it tries to monitor intent. It uses a proxy to determine why you are on a specific street. Its goal is clear: reclaim urban sovereignty, re-establish the idea that local streets belong to the community, not the global navigation algorithms. It's one of the first large scale automated systems to penalize, not charge for efficiency in favor of localism. But it faces significant challenges as to whether it's proportional, adheres to data protection laws, adheres to official national road signage requirements, and a more moral debate of who the streets should serve. I'm no legal expert, and even within those circles, the system appears to be fought for and against from either side. It seems almost inevitable that Switzerland's highest court will have to determine if the system will be allowed to stay. So, as the legal battles make their way through Swiss courts, and regardless of whether the system ultimately sticks around, we should be prepared. If it stands, it won't stop in Birsfelden, and the future it points to deserves a closer look. Well, I guess this happened. Well, holy moly, thank you. I get the feeling you guys like junctions and intersections. Don't worry, there will be more of those. I am working on the next one. Thanks. We now have enough subscribers to fill an entire Basel Bombardier Flexity, the long version. And I promise you, I had subscriber milestones prepared for anything between 60 and 250, none of which would have included in Basel. But here we are. Thank you.